Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I've got 3 salads to share with you. These are all new recipes that I haven't tried before, so I thought I would give them a go. I have made a couple of these items before, but not like the specific recipes that I follow today, so I thought I would give them a go and share them with you. So first up, we have the watermelon, feta and mint salad. Now this was really tasty, it just needed a better dressing. I've made watermelon salad before and I used lime juice. It was a Waitrose recipe last year and it was delicious. This recipe required olive oil as a dressing, and in my opinion that's what let it down. It needed a bit of freshness. Although the watermelon is full of flavour and it was really juicy and full of flavour, it needed a bit of like lime juice to cut through, I think. But other than that, it was actually quite tasty. So I'm just doing half a cucumber here. I like to keep all of the salads where I have like bite-sized pieces. When I chop up the tomatoes, the cucumbers, the peppers, I like a bit of bite to it, like a chunky piece. So I've got the cucumber quite chunky, the watermelon quite chunky, and then this is just some fresh mint which I brought just a few bunches of, and the smell of this was so good in the kitchen. So sprinkling that on top, and then you add olive oil. I would have added lime juice if I did it again at this stage, and then you also on top of that add some feta. So I just used half a block of feta, literally crumbled it over, added the rest of the mint on top, and then that was it. It was a nice little side dish to a main meal. It was tasty, it was full of flavour, but I will add lime juice next time instead of olive oil. But yeah, watermelon and feta and mint and cucumbers, they just go so well together. So that was salad number 1. Definitely make this again, but we'll change the dressing. Moving on to salad number 2. I've never made couscous before, ever, and I've been wanting to make it for ages. So I actually made a giant couscous and I used some like roasted vegetables as a base. My only thing with this one is following the recipe. I think next time I would have a protein to go with it as well, and I don't think I'd put cranberries on it. I thought that was a bit of a weird pairing, but anyway, let's go through the video of how to make it. So I actually just googled the instructions of this because the recipe wasn't that clear. What I found off Google, I probably need to get my recipes from a more like, you know, like actual good food websites, but yeah, this is just half a cup of giant couscous, and it's said to boil this for 10 minutes. So I put water into the saucepan. If it was like a normal couscous, apparently you can just kind of let it sit and then soak the water in, but because it's giant couscous it has to be boiled. So I boiled mine for, I think it was about 12 minutes. I had it on the hob, and then I just added water obviously to that, let the water all soak into the giant couscous, and then while that was boiling away I worked on the veggies. So with this one I used a whole yellow pepper. Now I know the chopping board on this is extremely tiny, slightly a little bit unsafe as well, I will say. Nothing happened, but I should have got a bigger chopping board. I think my chopping boards were in the dishwasher at this point. This was salad number 3, although on the video it's number 2, and I'd used up everything else, so like to cook the salads all on the same day. But yeah, definitely a bigger chopping board. But I sliced the peppers, again keeping the pieces chunky, like big, and whacked them into the frying pan. And then I added a whole red onion and I kind of wedged that so it was again really big bite-sized pieces, and then added a whole punnet of cherry tomatoes, and then I also to that added some olive oil, and I just basically roasted that in the frying pan until it was kind of slightly charred and cooked through. And then once the giant couscous had finished, pulled it out and put the roasted vegetables on top. So that had the olive oil into it, so it kind of soaked through down into the couscous. It was nice, but I don't know, there wasn't too much flavour, and also the cranberries was a bit of a weird like added thing to add to it. Like I probably wouldn't do that again either. The couscous was nice, the veggies are always nice anyway, we like them, but yeah, this one wasn't my favourite, so I'm not sure I'll be making that one again. And then lastly I made a beetroot and halloumi salad. This one was definitely my favourite. So I just used some bulgur wheat, and then I also used some halloumi, like a whole block of halloumi, and I used cucumber, and I did some beetroot, and the beetroot actually changed the colour of the grain and it made it this gorgeous little purple colour, which was actually quite inviting to eat. So with that I'm just putting the grains in this casserole dish, and apparently you just add boiling water to this and you take it like 2 centimetres over the level that your grains are, and then leave it for 20 to 30 minutes. I actually left mine for about 35 to 40 minutes because I was doing something else, and in that time it soaked up all of the water and then just cooked the grains. It was such an easy way to do it. It did was a bit time consuming because you let it sit on the counter, you leave it. But if you do have 20 minutes spare, it was really easy to do. So yeah, the 2 centimeters of water just goes over that level, whack the lid on, walk away, come back 20 minutes later, or mine was like 35 minutes, and it had completely soaked up all of that water, and it was beautiful, and it was fluffy, and it was cooked through, and it was delicious. So to this, I also added the halloumi that I was cooking off in the frying pan. And then I had half a cucumber left from the watermelon salad, which I chucked in. It asked for a cup of cucumber, but I just did a whole half of cucumber left. So I always dry fry my halloumi. So I pull it down in the pan and then I flip it over. But I don't add any kind of olive oil or anything to it. I just cook it on like a real dry pan. I like it that way. It kind of chars it a little bit, but it's really tasty. It's a good texture as well. So that's how I cook the halloumi. And then I'm just chopping off the salad bits here. This one was my favourite one. This one, I think, because it had a good dressing, I just did lemon juice onto the grains. And then the beetroot, like juice from the beetroot, and then the flavour from the tomatoes and the cucumber really added to the tastiness of this dish. It was really nice. I don't think halloumi's got too much flavour on its own, like you have to have halloumi with something, but with that bulgur wheat and with the beetroot, it was just really tasty, and I think the lemon juice kind of cut through and made it a delicious dish. So piling it all together onto this bowl, this is definitely the one that I would make again. It was really tasty. And yeah, that is it. That is 3 summer salads. Super easy. I've not done 2 of the recipes before. I probably will definitely make the halloumi one again. Maybe try a different dressing, not just lemon juice. I'll see. Maybe I'll get on Google and have a look. But the first one I think was a little let down with the cranberries and the watermelon. I think I'll just go back to a lime juice next time. But I hope that you enjoyed seeing the few little things I've been up to this week, making salads galore. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the sunshine if you're in the UK.